watching a Youth TV, empowering you.
On gender-sensitive curriculum, that is the way to go. I beg to rest my case.
Thank you so much. You clearly need to rest the case that is actually so shallow and narrow. So basically, before I start my submission, I'll first direct the way of I need my POIs. I'll take my POIs in the third minute. And most especially, I think now I need to engage the closing half because the opening half has already lost it before it starts. This house would implement a gender-sensitive curriculum. I'm so puzzled by the Prime Minister today. This house would implement a gender-sensitive curriculum. I'm so puzzled by today's Prime Minister who comes and all they tell to us that actually being gender-sensitive is making sure that we get fairness. Jesus Christ. So meaning at the end of the day, if we are actually supposed to have such kinds of governments, we are going to collapse as a country. Meaning at the end of the day, if we believe that uniqueness is actually the factor of being fair to or equality, then we are going to lose out on the government. So I basically believe not only the opening government has showed us the narrowest debate we can ever have in the world, but I would also like to give them direction on what I think is supposed to be discovered in today's resolution. I believe taking them at their best. If they are to consider uniqueness, I would consider like constructing different, because the current curriculum of Uganda that was implemented in 2020 gives room for people to be accessed every time of school, so that by the time they do UNEB, they have the marks, some marks already. So meaning if you to consider uniqueness at their best, they're supposed to show us that if a girl is in menstruation cycle, then he's supposed to have free marks for some activities because he has not done them because he was in menstrual cycle or he was in the sick bay. So meaning at the end of the day, if you're looking at what we want as closing opposition, we want to maintain the status quo. What is the status quo? In 2020, the government of Uganda looked into the curriculum that was there before and decided to lay down another curriculum. The curriculum that was actually narrowed down in 2022 was about sustainability goal number 4. That is ensuring excessive and equitability quality education and promote long living opportunities. So meaning at the end of the day, the curriculum is tackling a lot of things that are supposed to help the girl child, not only helping the girl child, but also the boy child. So meaning at the end of the day, such a curriculum, because the wood part on how the implementation part is supposed to be, I believe team government knows the implementation because it has already been implemented. Currently, the first people in senior 3, in secondary. So meaning, at the end of the day, we are looking at the inclusivity of how people are supposed to engage in different activities. We've seen that the new curriculum involves a lot of sex-related rights. This is where people are supposed to be educated about their sexual rights. So meaning at the end of the day, because I believe a lot of people, even in the entire house, may not know that even a girl and a boy can commit homosexuality. I'll look at the faces that actually are looking at me now, like in the perspective of they don't agree with me. But in the Penal Act, it actually says anyone that is involved in sex using sex toys is supposed to be sentenced 7 years. So meaning at the end of the day, we lack such, because, so meaning even if a man went ahead and had sex with a girl using a sex toy, it would be homosexuality. So meaning those are some of the things that we actually need the girl child to understand. And not only can they be understood by the girl child, but even the boy child. So the uniqueness in each part, if you're putting some things that are so unique into teaching the sexual rights to people, let it be taught about rights. We've seen a lot of men, we've seen a lot of women that are actually caring for their men in their sexual lives. We've seen a lot of men that are actually caring for their women in their menstrual cycle. So I believe there is not supposed to be uniqueness. If you're teaching something that is supposed to do with a girl, let the girl and the boy both know about that thing. Because at the end of the day, the impact analysis of the resolution, at the end of the day, the girl child ends up in employment, ends up in marriage. At the employment work, they're supposed to face the men that they are being employed with. So at the end of the day, these men are supposed to come in and help them. So I don't see any uniqueness that is supposed to be drawn. As the curriculum provides a lot of things about how men are supposed to be taken care of, because we have different activities that happen in the new curriculum. The new curriculum, the students end at 3:20 p.m. in the evening. And then they go to different activities involving both genders. The both genders, the inclusivity of both genders, these people are supposed to help themselves develop. So meaning, at the end of the day, if such people are helping themselves develop, they will discover new skills. From 3 up to 20 p.m. up to 5, they're supposed to have space for development of new activities. So meaning, at the end of the day, if they are being involved in the new activities, we shall have the gender-based violence solved. Good. That is the theme they are talking about, girl child empowerment. So meaning, at the end of the day, the more involvement, the more we make the girl get involved to the boy, is the more we shall have to learn each other. So I believe team government, closing government will come here and try to show us how girls are actually so different from the boys that they need to have some uniqueness. But at the end of the day, we shall believe with the opposition half that even if they are so unique, but the boys need to learn on the uniqueness so that they can help them. Gone are the days when boys used to get girls because they are supposed to bleed. when I was in my primary 5, I looked at a girl who had started menstrual cycle at a younger age. She was bleeding in class because we had knowledge, because sexual rights are taught way back from P5. Because we had rights about what a girl is experiencing, we gave her ample time to move out. So meaning that uniqueness creates a lot of harmony into the community that we're living in. And at the end of the day, if you're supposed to face the consequences of having a gender-free economy or even having inclusivity of the girls, the uniqueness should be taught both. Thank you so much, and I beg to rest my case.
Thank you so much, our dear judges of today. First of all, I would like to first appreciate the Prime Minister for setting a fertile ground for this debate, and which is understood by each and every debater. That's why you've seen the opposition being engaged in his conversation, meaning that he has indeed done his part. And I'm really surprised about you saying that we've already lost. I'm wondering if you've switched from a debater to the judge, but within short minutes, the social media will be telling who will be the winner. Without wasting much time, I'll go straight to the points. The reason as to why we are saying that this house would implement a gender-sensitive curriculum, I don't need to repeat what he has already said, because he has interpreted all the motion as not, and there is no need to interpret most of the words. So, but I'm going to take you straight to the theme and tell you that this is a policy motion, meaning that we are going to implement. And I want to show you how. I'm going to show you how we are going to implement. And afterwards, I'm going to show you the benefit. First of all, if we are to provide textbooks to the school, let's not bring specific textbooks for the female or the gents. Meaning that if we are going to provide for textbooks, we are going to bring for both a female gender and a male gender. Meaning that that's the how we are going to solve it. Sit down, no need to raise up. We are going to solve a problem for both a male and a gender part. And another thing, the opposition say they are emphasizing more about menstruation. Yes, we believe that it's a unique character with the ladies, and it has been dealt with. But they are forgetting that even male figures, they have different things which are hurting them. They have different issues. For example, you are concentrating only about menstruation, but these people, they also have different psychological tortures which they are going through. Meaning that how are we going to address that? How are we going to address that? In schools, it's evident that there are already departments which are catering for a girl child. When it comes to menstruation, they are always there for them. But there are no sectors which are dealing with whatever case that a male gender is going through. Meaning that how are we going to solve that problem? We are going to create institutions or departments whereby if a male figure, you have something that is disturbing you, you have where to go. Meaning that in that case, we are going to provide an equal platform and equal education for all and everything. Because you are looking about menstruation, it's not the only issue. And even the male, they have also different things to talk about. And we are here to show you, our dear judges, why is it important for us to create equal opportunities for all the genders. We are seeing now in the world whereby we are empowering female gender. And now the male gender is coming out to complain. Why is it spearheading the female and leaving out the gender? Meaning the male gender. Meaning that in creating similarity between the both genders, we are going to solve the problem of conflicting loyalties. Meaning that this man who was going to support only, who was going to be biased and stop supporting a female, is going now to start looking at it in a positive manner, because he and she are all catered for. Another second importance of why we are today saying that the theme should change from a girl child to both genders is that if we support one gender, we've not talked about supporting all a female or a male. What they are forgetting in this theme, if we don't support equality for all people, we might be on the side whereby we are saying we are going to support a man only. You've not recognized that. Why are we saying that? Let them be both. It implies that it's okay. It implies that if all people are supported and they are given equal opportunities and rights, we are going to get the benefits, the experience, what you know, someone doesn't know. If a man knows, a woman doesn't know. If a woman knows, that someone doesn't know. Meaning that if we all come together and stand together, we are going to boost our country economically, socially, mentally, in whatever case. I beg to submit.
Thank you so much. I'll start my speech in 3, 2, 1. I would like to first tell the previous speaker by saying that, do you know that in Africa, 2/3 of the illness that women and girls in their diversities experience are caused by sexual reproductive health reproductive problems. And therefore, I would like to ask you, are they only the women that are supposed to solve this, or even the men are also supposed to solve this? And I would also want to tell you that in our own world, girls and boys are all studying together. And therefore, we need to know each other's problems in order to help ourselves solving those problems together. Also, the speaker came here and talked about implementation that talks about equality, fairness. I was really disappointed in that speaker because we totally believe that one of the uniquest needs that she talked about, if you're going to tell us that in one of the unique things that are going to be in your gender are something that will need about fairness and equality, I would therefore not go with that. I would also go by what my speaker was from saying here in a few minutes ago. I would like to also say that by implementing this education system that we've already so far had in our country that was put up in 2020, I would therefore say that by that fact, as he said, that if you are trying to tell us that if you're trying to tell us that girl child I beg my pardon. If you are also trying to tell us that in this sector that the girl child is going to be set aside and given different marks, because we see once you attend a class in this curriculum that has come up, there are already marks set aside for you, because we see that the more you attend the classes that are put in place, the more you attend, the more activities that you do, the more the marks that accumulate. And therefore, we are saying that with the so far the curriculum that we are having, it is already enough that is going to be sensitive and it is going to cater for all the sexes, because we believe that with this kind of curriculum, every sex is tackled on, because we see different activities done in these periods that they take from 3 p.m. till evening time. And when we go by those things, we totally see that men and women, males and females, they are all catered for under this kind of a curriculum. I will take that later. I would also want to say that when we go by the curriculum that has already been put in place, there will be no need of bringing up something new. I will take that POI. Thank you so much. Equity, it is something that brings about equalness on the ground, and implementation, is it what you say? And priority, it is something that you have to put in place first before you consider any other thing. As I had already told you, equity and I think I've described your things very well. I will not take that one. Thank you. I would also want to continue and say that with this resolution that this House will implement gender-sensitive curriculum, as the team opening opposition, we stand and say that this curriculum that we are having in place already is enough to go ahead and earn us what we are supposed to be. And I beg to rest my case.
Ladies and gentlemen, the opposition or the opening opposition begs to maintain the status quo, where they say we should maintain, where they talk about assessments, where we have assessments going on before these girls, in case they are in their menstruation periods and they are unable to attend certain exams and then they miss out on marks, they can be assessed depending on the previous courseworks or what they had presented before. Now, dear ladies and gentlemen, they also advocate for to teach these the males and females together. For example, we are talking about, they brought a very important issue about menstruation. We are talking about menstruation, which is a very sensitive thing. You're going to bring boys and girls together to talk about menstruation. These girls are going to be ashamed. They will feel there is shame. There is shame in them. So why are we saying that we need to have these unique needs catered for differently in their curriculum, or teach them differently depending on their unique needs? I'll take it later. Now, what's the problem now? The taboo that these girls have of shame, that menstruation is a bad thing. Menstruation is not like, they don't feel menstruation is normal around these other boys. So what do we really need to do? We need to create safe spaces for these girls. We need to create an environment where they will feel safe to share their problems, not around boys where they will feel uncomfortable to share their own problems, because this is something that is only unique to them. These boys do not go through menstruation. They do not know the implications it has on the girls' lives. So we believe that menstruation, or what they are talking about, that these girls we should teach these boys and girls together, it is really a matter that is very sensitive, that we cannot bring these girls and boys together. So therefore, we need to develop a curriculum where these needs are catered for uniquely, where these girls and boys are taught about their special needs, or what we may call sensitive to them. I won't take it. Then, what I told you, as the crossing government, what will the curriculum, or what do we intend the curriculum to include? First of all, I would like to recognize what the opening opposition said, but I believe this is also important, because one, what do we need in this curriculum? We need to know that these girls need guidance and awareness about themselves, and the boys also need guidance about themselves. For example, they talked about reproductive health. For example, if we need to teach girls and boys how to use condoms, we need to look at these boys. We need to teach them how to use male condoms and teach these girls how to use female condoms. If we are teaching about hygiene, we need to teach these boys or these girls differently, because they are naturally different. They have unique needs. Ladies and gentlemen, what are the benefits of teaching these or catering for these unique needs of the different genders? First of all, it will create independent awareness, and secondly, it will create safe spaces. As I explained, that these girls will feel comfortable if they are only girls and they are sharing their matters as girls, not having the boys who do not actually know what it feels like to go through menstruation. Ladies and gentlemen, what do we really need? It is to create safe spaces for these girls, not saying that they should, because if we create safe spaces for these girls, if we have these facilities for the girls when they are in menstruation, where they can go and change their pads, it would make their life in school easy. Ladies and gentlemen, it would not need us to go on and look at their assessment or the curriculum that considers their assessments. Thank you very much.
money for both boys and cater for both girls. So I think we can't have those resources to cater for both boys' needs and girls' needs. So I think as the closing opposition, I think we stand at a better chance to take this motion. Secondly, if we are to have this gender-based curriculum, I think we are, it will lack special emotional and academic support. You can't tell me, girls, you'll give attention to girls and give attention to boys. Remember, these girls will drop out. If you concentrate on those two, one of them will surely not be able to come up. That's why we shall see dropouts of girls, because you're giving attention to boys. Girls will get out of school. You get the point? So as the closing opposition, what do we offer? We're offering, we cater for we offer support to the minority. And what the minority are the girls. Because we think the girls are the vulnerable. I think the boys can manage. As I'm concluding, I don't need any POIs, if you have any. Yes. So, no, please. So in giving minority support, we look at skilling the girls personally. Skilling the girls personally and encouraging them to do what they want to do. Because like seriously, we can't have boys and girls at the same level. I think that is quite weird. Then, I think this gender-based curriculum is also contradicting with cultural values, I think, because as the communities, we don't feel like there should be gender-based curriculum, like seriously, because you're attacking us like as culture norms, because as culture respect. No, please, we expect the culture gives respect because women are taught to be below men. So if you bring up this as an excuse that we want to be equal, I think you're contradicting the culture. Now, as I'm concluding, I want you to agree with me that we can't have this gender-based curriculum because of what I've laid down, what my people had failed to present. On that point, I beg to submit. Thank you.
Well and good, even if it is not, I honestly have everything I wanted to say. Now, I want to begin my speech with quotes. I open the quotes. I think this curriculum is going to contradict cultural roles. Close the quotes. We cannot run a debate of such intellectual people based on your emotions. We cannot come here to debate what you feel or what you don't feel. Mr. Member of Government, we cannot accept to have these people seated here to discuss your emotions. You have to come here and present facts, not your feelings. Now, let's leave that alone. First of all, I want to thank so much my colleague for having led this debate directly, because it seemed lost from the start, but he's brought it up on track. And I have to back him up by saying, by a gender-sensitive curriculum, it means we are sensitive to the gender. Things we teach to girls cannot be the same things we teach to boys. The way we teach a girl to wear a condom is not the way we teach a boy to wear a condom. The way we teach a girl to do hygiene is not the way we teach a boy to do hygiene. So we have to do those things separately, not at once, not in class. Then you come here and you start telling boys how you put on pads, how you change pads. It does not concern them. And before I go far, I would like to say that I will take the POI in the 3rd minute at the 30th second. Thank you so much. So be ready then. Now, speaking of you, by the way, now the fact that you've stood up. 1, you said, I quote, if it is anything that is to do with teaching, let the boys and girls know about it together. That's 1. 2, activities like sports should be done by all. You are literally suggesting that football should be played by a combination of boys and girls at the same pitch. So when a boy is playing and touches the breasts of a girl, that's okay. When a boy is playing and the hand, of course, slides and goes into the private parts, that's okay. That's still what you're succeeding. In fact, if you were given another extra minute, you would suggest that let the boys and the girls sleep in the same rooms because you are against a gender-sensitive curriculum. When you are against a gender-sensitive curriculum and you give these points like you've given, it means if you had some extra time, if you were not cut short, you would have come to the point of suggesting that boys and girls should sleep in the same room because they are equal and because they should do the same things and do them together. That does not stand, and we cannot accept that as the opposition. As a matter of fact, you don't even qualify to be among the first two teams that win this debate. And going to the deputy leader of opposition, you started your speech with a question. Which question, if you were to answer it, the answer would actually be supporting the government. The question that says that, do you know 2 out of 3, in short, 2/3 of the women, and everything you added, you remember it. So now the answer to this is 1. Boys and girls are different. They are born different, they are created different. So we can never treat the people that have been born different and created different, even live different. Because when you look at the lifestyle of girls, it is not the same as the lifestyle of boys. Boys will find it normal to sit in a car 20 people. Girls will never find it normal. So we cannot start comparing those two people and advocating that we combine them into one thing and teach them the same thing. We have to learn and accept to implement a gender-sensitive curriculum which will enable the girls to learn the things that they should learn as girls and the boys to learn the things they should learn as the boys. Exact time. I now push you to 20 more seconds. I will take you. Then, the deputy leader of opposition said that girls and boys are studying together. My protected, I will take you, don't mind. Girls and boys are studying together. That's right, we accept they are studying together. Only that, of course, biology and science and all that, they will study together. But when we come to specific parts where we need girls to be separate from the boys, then girls will be separate from the boys. The gender-sensitive curriculum is not necessarily saying that we have to create special classes for different genders, but rather when the time comes and there is need for the girls to learn differently from the boys, then they can do that. Am I still in my protected time or I can allow? I'm so sorry, my brother. The time is up. And if the time is up, with all that, I would like to rest my case by saying that I appreciate so much what my member has done because he has cleared the way of the debate. I am disappointed so much in the members of opposition for doing things that are practically not feasible, things that cannot go through because there is no way a boy and a girl will play soccer in the same team and they fail to do bad habits. And I would also like, of course, to thank my opening team. However, they were backed up by my fellow speaker. And with all that, I would like to rest my case here. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Governor Whip, for that speech. We now welcome the opposition whip to give conclusive remarks.
Thank you so much, Pano. Thank you so much, Pano. This house would implement a gender-sensitive curriculum. Like my colleague said, we didn't really understand the gist of the opening opposition case, and we laid our case as follows. We said a gender-sensitive curriculum is time-consuming and resource-intensive. This is true, and every other person can see it. If we said that we are going to have females alone and males alone, it would take a lot of time and it would take a lot of resources, of which resources we would use them for other things, and of which time we would use them to do some productive work. We also say that it contradicts the cultural values. Not allowed, I will allow you later. It contradicts the cultural values. We all know that a girl child is trained to respect and to recognize male gender as this person who is, I can't say superior, but this person who is at least someone who has authority than she has. But if we said we are going to train these two people together, she will lack respect. And what will happen next? Our culture, norms, and values will be eroded. Not allowed. And we emphasized with our extension that what do we give as an option instead of this gender-sensitive curriculum? We intend to give much more attention to these marginalized groups. If we based on giving skills to the girls, if we base ourselves in skilling them and encouraging them to do what they can do best, that would be the better option than including them or than having them in a gender-sensitive curriculum. Then, as in rebuttals, you talked about inclusivity. This has led to school dropouts because ladies have not been comfortable with the gents, and this has led to the highest levels of girl-child school dropouts. You talked about it will create independence of the girls and awareness. This is absolutely wrong, because if we had, I will take you, please. If we had, I still have time, I'll take you. If we had these people together, even the confidence of a woman would be depreciated. Like, she would not feel much comfortable with the male gender in whatever she is doing. Not allowed. I will allow you. Then we talked about lack of special, emotional, and academic support. If we had these people all together, then we would not give special attention to what? To the girl child who needs more attention. And that is why we emphasize that we encourage them, do what they can do best. We skill them instead of having them included in this gender-sensitive curriculum. Yes, I can take your POI. Yes, we believe that the girl child is not majorly marginalized by this person who is weaker. We've been talking about menstrual periods. If this girl is in menstrual periods and you want to include, like, to have her, you want to have her be with these other gents, then it would make no sense. Then, we still emphasize that a gender-sensitive curriculum cannot do better than what we have given. I beg to submit.
Yes, thank you so much, the opposition whip, for that speech. This brings us to the close of this debate. These finals. Thanks so much to the debaters for participating. You may please shake hands. It's, I guess, that we do here. And then I think we shall be giving you the feedback later. Okay.
Let us have all the judges that have been part of the adjudication panel for this debate to step at the back, or maybe briefly step outside, and we can have deliberation for this. In the meantime, we are going to have an address from the president of the Debate Society of Mbara University of Science and Technology. And when you see us coming in, I advise the just finished debaters to be taking refreshments, because when we come in, we shall just be announcing the results. And yeah, President.
Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Myers Turiahabwe. I'm the president, Mbara University Debate Society. And I'm thrilled that this has come to pass. Usually I would say praise God. Yeah. So, first of all, we have very little time to go. Number one, I want to thank God who has brought this to pass. I hope that's not mine. All right, I want to thank the Almighty God who has brought this to pass. Secondly, I want to appreciate each and every one of us, the participating universities, judges, everyone that has come to make it to this place. I believe you guys deserve an applause for yourselves. Thank you for coming around. I know some of you got this on a very short notice. That's why we were unable to have some universities. And all that came up because we had some unavoidable circumstances. But we thank God that we've come to this place. Then I want to thank the Mbara University Students Guild. I don't know where they are. The Prime Minister, the Minister of Gender, the Minister of Constitution and Social Affairs. You can stand up for recognition. Because of time, we shall not have time to see everyone. Our Prime Minister, Mr. Smart Maridadi, and our Minister of Gender. Those are the people behind this event. They are our voice of the money and ATM machines. We thank you guys for making this happen, because without you, we don't think we would be at this place. Well, I want to point out a few people that have brought this to pass. Like I said, Mr. David, the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Mbara University. He has pushed this from the very beginning up to now. Thank you, David, for the great work. Mr. Smart Maridadi, who is our Guild Prime Minister, thank you so much for the commitment and being there for us. Miss Ankunda Patience, the Minister in charge of Gender and Social Affairs, I believe, Mbara University. In his absentia, he was here, Mr. Jordan Bakwatanisa, our Guild Speaker. Yeah, and lastly, our Guild President, Mr. Nasasya Bill Clinton, in his absentia as well. We want to recognize the presence of the Guild President, Bishop Stewart University, Mr. Adonia. Thank you for blessing this occasion with your presence. Then there's one special person. I do not know where she has gone, but I remember the time I thought about this. That was last year. I didn't see the end of it. And then one day I'm talking to her and she tells me, hey, Myers, that's easy. Let me develop you a concept note. And guys, I can say that it is from that concept note that we are here. Miss Akelo Wang Piska. That lady in white, she's 70% the reason we are here. Thank you for believing in this. Thank you for drafting us our first concept note. She's the only person I had to make sure travels from Kampala because, man, I am very thrilled by what she did for us. Then I want to thank the Mass Debate Society Committee. Wherever you are, you could stand up. Yeah, Laban, Jerome, Thank you guys. Tess, Shalon, I think these guys are around. Thank you guys for the commitment, McLean and all those guys. Everything you see here, the organization, everything, the commitment that has been here is tremendous. I have been blessed. I've been blessed. The Western Uganda University Debate Championship Committee, yeah. The planning committee, Mr. Adonia and your team, thank you so much. Yeah, and before we go into the awarding of certificates and the winners, meanwhile, as you bring those certificates this side. So this debate has been a ground for, I would say, data collection. I am a computing student, and by the end of this year, we have a campaign that is coming up because we do not just want to talk about the girl child education. We actually want to educate girls. And I believe the only way we can educate girls, the best way is to provide for them. So by the end of this year, most probably in October, it's still a tentative date, we are going to have the Educate the Girl Child charity campaign, where we expect to collect a lump sum that will help us at the end of the day to educate a minimum of 100 girls financially. So as you go back to your universities, be ready to come back next time with heavy pockets. Okay? I think we can go into the awarding. Because of time, I will just read a few people and they'll come and pick their certificates. The representative from the Mass Students Guild. Anyone from the Mass Students Guild, you can come and receive a certificate here. The representative from Bishop Stewart University, the guild president is with us. Kampala University. Kampala International University, Ishaka. The University of St. Joseph's Mbarara. The Uganda Pentecostal University.
Mass Student Guild. Bishop Stewart University. The Uganda Pentecostal University. That's mixing them. Mbara University of Science and Technology. Shalon, you can come for the certificate. Uganda University. Uganda. Miss Ankunda Patience. This is a certificate for participation. It's okay. It's coming. Businja Shalon. Please, let's be fast. At Gonza Tess. Okelo Jerome. These are committee members, by the way. We are sorry, we are not categorizing because of time. These are committee members. Amanya Laban. Okay, going to the judges. Melody Mercy, she's out. Priska, she's still out. Augustine of Melody is here. Augustine, Rian is not around. Edgar, okay. Summary is around. Andrew, Nagawa Helena, Prosper, he's here. Ronald Mramira. Ronald, Jesper, Tayewa Simon, Kankuna Maklin is here. I'm going to request Melody to hand a certificate to Myers. CA of the day.
I don't know if I have that right, but
And she also gave one to me.
to herself.
And I'm informed the judges are ready. So this is the moment. I don't know if the guys in charge of the machines have those beats that raise the nerves. The melody.
Yeah, I know you don't want to see my face right now, but it has to be done. Speakers came from the preliminary rounds, and so I'm going to just read the top 5 speakers of this debate tournament. The speaker in 5th position, I'm going to read their average points. Just for clarity, the best marks you can ever get is 100, just like an exam. The worst you can get, okay. So, the speaker breaking in position number 5 with an average of 75 points. In fact, 75.33 points is none other than Nankonda Glory Princess. The speaker breaking in 4th position with an average of 76 points is none other than Jasper Wendo. Speaker breaking in 3rd position with an average of 76.35 points. You can see the difference, eh? Is Abenaitwe Davis. The speaker breaking in 2nd position, that is the first runner-up for the best speaker of the inaugural Western Uganda University Debate Championship, with an average point of 78.67 points, is Ahumuza Levikato. And it is my sole honor to announce the very best speaker of this debate tournament, breaking in 1st position with an average number of points as 81.8 points. This speaker scored 88 points in their 1st round, scored 83 points in their second round, and the third round was silent. And this speaker has an average, once again, of 83.8 points. This is none other than Okello Jerome. Please receive the best speaker. I think he needs a standing ovation. I will invite the Prime Minister of the Mbara University Guild to hand over a medal and certificate to the best speaker of the inaugural Western University Debate Championship. I'm not announcing results for finals. They will beat me. Gender-based violence. Yes, so given that I have been completely defined as an iron sheet, okay, let us first give these people space to... Please give him an applause. Thank you so much. Okay, so we are going to announce the winners of this debate tournament. And I was not the chair. I am not the bearer of this news. And I will hand over to His Excellency, Engineer Edgar Mutunjisa, to hand over the results and tell us who the best team is for this debate.
Yeah, thanks so much, Madam CA. Congratulations to all the teams that were here for the finals. We congratulate you for the heat you were able to endure in your other respective preliminary rounds. We think we do appreciate so much whatever you've done. And so much for also giving us these finals. I'm going to be very brief. So this finals really was not so much, a very nice, exciting one because there was not so much engagement. But I want to go into the details. But all you need to understand that this final is one of those shocking ones. And you do understand that in debates, especially when you do shaft, where we saw some elements of shafting in the debate room, you either rank first or you rank last. That means you have to pray so hard that for whatever reason you've shafted, is indeed, there's really a justifiable reason. Shafting is where an instance where you have an opening government that disagrees with its closing government. While a closing government comes and disowns its opening. While a closing opposition comes and disowns its opening, because it's supposed to be somehow, linear. So when that happens, when you shaft, majorly you rank fourth, unless some particular circumstances where you justify when you're shafting, where you can get some other position, which is always first. So we had such instances in this debate, but also another comment is you're never allowed to to ask a POI to a team that is either your opening or your closing. You can only ask a POI to a team that is opposite. So that also happened. So that said, I'm going to give the rankings. I think I'll announce the team that ranked third. The team that comes in the third position is the team that was in, I just want to confirm, was Alan Kajina in CO? Yes? Alan Kajina CO, Serena William OO. Yes, please, do you have issues? Malala CG. Yeah. And then Kamala Harris opening government. Perfect. So the team that ranked third in this debate tournament was the team in opening opposition, Serena Williams. Congratulate them, guys. This was the finals. And the team that came second in this particular debate tournament was a team named Malala, team in closing government. That team that won this tournament, and from that angle of shafting, which normally in the debate world will not happen, But then in this one particular debate, we found it reasonable that they were supposed to shaft was a team in closing opposition, and that was Iron Kajina. Congratulations.
Okay, so which one? Okay, so the hard work has been done. My simple job is to call the people up. And I will begin by calling up the first runners up. That is the team that ranked second in the finals debate, Team Malala. Please come up for your medals. Please come and do us the honors. As that is going on, the team that has ranked as the second runners up in this debate, this is the first runners up, please. Give them the pictures. Okay, the next person. In the meantime, the second runners up of this debate, that is the team that was in the opening opposition, Team Serena Williams. Okay, as the second runners up receive their medals, I'm going to call up the winning team of this debate tournament. That is the team that was in the closing opposition. You just... The team in closing opposition, that is a team that is called Allen Kajina. This team is from Uganda Pentecostal University. And so it is my sole honor to welcome them and congratulate them. And congratulate Uganda Pentecostal University for winning the inaugural Western University Debate Championship. Thank you all for coming. We have come to the end. Please reach home safely. All judges, we have a meeting outside. All judges, we are meeting outside.